There we go. Alright, we are on our way to the airfield. It is a beautiful morning in Melbourne. Sunny day, no wind. This never happens. So it's been a cyclone this week. So now it's about 8 AM and we're just heading west to try to find a nice airfield or just a big open paddock somewhere to test out the plane. And so I've been flying the Volantix 2000 Ranger, and I've so far had about 10 crashes and no successful flights. It's now its fourth rebuild. So this time I've put in a pixhawk for like flight stabilization and navigation and stuff. I've read every single thing there is on the internet about the Volantix, and so if you go and look at the like paid promotions, they'll tell you it's great, it's the best plane in the world, easy to fly. And then if you go and look at the realistic unpaid promotions or unpaid reviews, they're like, this is not a beginner's plane, this is not easy to fly. And so yeah, and I've had another friend tell me that he's been flying planes for a while. He bought one and just after a few weeks just put it on the shelf. That was it, couldn't make it work. So, not being one to give up a battle, we're going to try and make this work. So today's either going to be a big success or plane's going in the bin. So fingers crossed, it's a big success. That would be a much better outcome to all of this. Oh, and also I should point out, this is the first time leaving Melbourne in forever, because we've just been under lockdown for 260 something days. So well, basically all of that, apart from the last little bit, we weren't allowed to travel more than 5 kilometres from our house. So now I'm driving out to the country. I'm leaving Melbourne, I'm leaving Brunswick. First time in forever. It's good to be on the open road. Oh my god, have a look at this. Like actual fields. Fields and no concrete. My god. A lot of this looks like private property, but hopefully we'll find one that's a public land or something soon that we can fly on. So good. Alright, well we've just we found a spot from just driving around randomly. Lake, I don't know how you say it, Koi Madai or something. Look at this. I'm pretty sure we actually flew here once before. Well, we did. So I've accidentally found the same spot. Great. And there's nobody here, so I can like try and take off on the bitumen or something, because now I've got wheels. Well, the grass looks short, so let's set up and see how we go. And no sooner than I said that, a busload of people just rocked up. Oh, there's probably too many obstacles here. So yeah, we'll just keep driving, I think. Just find a flat field. Otherwise it's going to get caught in a tree or it's going to end up in that lake. So there's all these people here now. Look out of the blue. Alright, so to do a quick video log of what's happening. It's now 3:30 in the morning. I was in the tent, but which was epic because the tent you can open the top and all the stars and everything were just amazing. But the ground is so hard that you can't even bang a peg in at all. I tried with rocks, I tried everything. So and I didn't have an air mattress or anything because I've never experienced ground so tough. So I was enjoying the tent, enjoying the stars, but now you can sense that it's like that cold shift, you know, you can feel the like pressure density drop out of the atmosphere. It's going to rain and get windy, and I haven't got any way to like put the fly on the tent, and it's really so uncomfortable anyway because it's so hard. I need to go buy an air mattress. So now I'm just sitting in the car waiting for dawn so we can do some test flights. It looks like it might be getting windy, which well, it is getting a bit windy out there. I've got the tents just held down by heavy things, because yeah, like I said, you can't bang a peg in. So dawn is at like 5:30. Hopefully it's not windy, and hopefully we can start doing some test flights. That will be fun. Here we are at the beautiful, I don't even know what it's called, Lake something or other, Lake Hindmarsh. Also there's insects all over the screen, but anyway. We're here for our test flight, and the GPS on the plane has decided to fail. So I'll give you a little rundown of what's happening here. I've mounted the GPS inside of a 3D printed disc so it could sit on the top, away from all the electronics. That's our arming switch. That's our battery in the front. This is just the batteries for testing. That's not a flight battery, it's just an old battery. Okay, inside here we have a pixhawk. So the pixhawk is the onboard computer used for stabilization, GPS, all those kind of things, and talks to the computer, to the ground station. So this is our telemetry radio. So we're going at 433 megahertz telemetry. So this talks to the ground station. The things I've done since the first 10 crashes is I've mounted these wheels. So now it's got wheels to take off and land. Before we had to hand throw it. That's the propeller. So it's a bit hard to show you in the car, but there was a second way you could mount the propeller so it angled up a little bit. So that way when you give it thrust, when you gave it thrust, it would push the nose down. So now we've tilted the thing up, so when you give it thrust, it should point the nose up. So yeah, so we've got all these things, but now the GPS has decided to stop working. So I've been fiddling around for about half an hour. Can't see any software problems, so we're gonna have to take it out, which is a pain. Didn't want to have to be doing all this kind of pulling it apart first thing in the morning. And it's only like, was it 6 AM now or something? Not sure what time it is. 10, it's 10 past 7. So we're bright and early. And another thing I should bring next time, which I did have at home, I just completely forgot because this was a bit of an impromptu trip, was a table. I have a great fold-out table sitting at home, and I didn't bring it. Might drive into town later and buy one, see how we go. So repairs and things can be done much easier. So I'm suspicious that maybe a cable, maybe the connector's broke or something. That's about all I can really come up with at this point in time. So that's the GPS there, just sitting on there like that. And that was mounted on top. I put tons of hot glue on there, so that would hopefully never come apart. But I bet that's probably what the problem is. Remnants of opening Maggi noodle, instant noodle packets. Gonna have to disassemble it on the car. It might not look like the slickest piece of machinery, that's for sure, but it's worked previously. Let's see if we can manage to just reset the whole board, because I don't know what's wrong. It was working last week. Alright, so now we plugged USB direct into the computer. Got our GPS. Right, I'll leave that for a few minutes. See if it will find some satellites or not. But in the meantime, it's time for some lunch or breakfast. Well, I did have some sandwiches at like 5 AM this morning while I was waiting for the sun to come up. So maybe now this is lunch. Alright, so it's been a bit of an interesting morning. I drove into town, got like a table and a few other bits and pieces so I could do it, fix it. We've got back here. I've just soldered it. I didn't videotape myself soldering it because I sort of had to concentrate. You can see the tiny pins in there. I feel like they were the broken ones, just maybe the power or something. And I had to solder it with a 25 watt Dick Smith iron that's like 10 years old. So it wasn't easy, so I didn't video doing it. But anyway, we'll put it back together now. And also, the rain, it was raining a little bit before, the rain has now gone away, the sun's come out, it's really hot, and the flies are steaming. There is flies everywhere. As soon as I get out of the car, they're just all over me, even though I'm covered in air guard. So anyway, let's get this working as a priority, and then we'll hopefully head out for a flight. And look at that. 3D fix, GPS, it works. Satellite count 14. Just sitting on my dashboard there. You can see where the plane is, which is sitting, well, sorry. Planes are sitting over there. That's what's reading it, GPS. Alright, so I guess we're good to go. Let's put the plane back together, and then we can head up there to hopefully make it fly. Alright, so it's day 3. This is it. This is either going to have one of the 3 results. It flies amazingly, which would be ideal, and does a GPS waypoint mission. It's either flies, you know, at least gets off the ground, flies for a minute, and then crashes and breaks into a million bits. Which would be ideal, because then I don't have to worry about this plane anymore, and at least I know it flew. Or it just doesn't gets off the ground, crashes straight away, breaks, and that will suck. So we're going to head down to the lake bed, and one of those 3 things is going to happen. We're driving on 4-wheel drive tracks too. Telemetry, batteries, laptop. There's laptops here. Need a lot of things to make these fly. Remote control. You can feel it wanting to lift. It's a really stiff breeze, so I'd say it's not ideal. I feel like slightly nose heavy if anything, but I'm just balancing it on 2 fingers in the wind, and it's balancing perfectly. So okay, so we've got flaps, rudder, ailerons, elevator at the back there. I have manual and stabilised mode, so we'll put it stabilised. Oh, my fingers are so cold. Connection failed. This is definitely it. We've got no wind. Let's go for it. Oh, stabilize mode. Alright, we're now in stabilize mode. Try again. Why is it spinning like that? This is where I fucked up before. I wonder if I could air throw it. No, I can't do that. Oh, at least it's still working. Sort of. Got a bit of sand on board. Just trying to find a flat bit of ground. That was so close. Oh my god, that was so close. I sort of, once I had my finger on the up, once it gets up, I've got to like just take it off. But we're not looking good now. I don't know if there's any recovering from this one. Looks like the wings come out. Yeah. How's that wing come out? I reckon we could go again. Oh, our centre of gravity has taken a plunge for the worse. Probably because we're full of dirt now. Oh no, just because this stuff's all in the front. It's not ideal. I think we're so close. Okay, stabilize mode. The wind has just become unusually gusty as well. Alright, here we go. Flaps. Let's test the center of gravity. It's a bit nose heavy. Let's make it a bit tail heavy. Alright, it's not really laid out as perfect as I dreamed in there. You wonder if maybe the wheels are just too heavy for the whole thing. Ah. 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 Must be too heavy. Oh, there's a good bit of breeze. Woo! It flew! It actually flew! Not very well, but it did. Oh, it was in manual mode. I switched it to manual mode after that last crash. I think I was kind of laying back off the sticks because I was hoping a stabilised mode would get it flying square, and that means that there was no stabiliser and I wasn't holding the sticks a lot of the time, so it was just blowing about in the wind or something. Alright, we're looking a bit flatter over here for a runway, which is good. Oh, something's come out. Wheels are bent. Wheels are bent, battery's out. Oh, but it flew. It actually flew for like a minute. Didn't I say I wanted to fly for a minute and then crash so I don't have to worry about it again? Oh, I just want to fly it for another minute in stabilised mode though. Here's the like... Oh, that's a bit of the wing, the, what do you call it, controls. There's the top. So is it repairable? The aluminium legs can just be bent back.